I think the biggest mistake I've made for planche was not training frequently. And I know they say consistency is key, but for calisthenic skills, frequency is key. Now, over the past couple of years, I've been training planche for about 2 times a week, and I've been doing accessory exercises. But I think doubling that, which right now I'm doing or planning to do 4 times a week, is going to be exponentially better for my progress in planche. I'm still doing the 2 different mesocycles. So the first one is the top set where I'm doing high intensity leans with like a lift off. We call them planche raises. And it's to help get into the planche position, have a little bit of specificity, but also not being too intense where you burn out for the rest of your workout. And then afterwards, I'm doing drop sets or kind of regressions of the exercise to build volume in that planche. And then the following week, I'll be doing the exact same thing. And then the weeks to come, I'll be doing the same thing until I feel like I need to take a deload. Take a week off, do leans, do push-ups, do really basic types of exercises just to keep the blood flowing. And that supercompensation effect happens where you gain a ton of strength while your fatigue also decreases, and so now you're extra strong by the time you get back into training. When I get back into training is when I start my second type of mesocycle, which is a performance-based RPE mesocycle, where I ramp up intensity or ramp up RPE, rating of perceived exertion, from a 7 out of 10 effort to a 10 out of 10 effort or a 9 out of 10 effort on the last week. But how I typically do it is I start off at an RP 7, then the next week an 8, 9, and then on the last week, on the 4th week, I do an RP 10 week. But I feel with calisthenics in particular, you need to train skills more frequently in order to become better at them. But I think planche requires more than 2 times, so I've bumped it up to 4 times a week training for this skill. And I think the frequency will help you out in the long run. I have about 10 to 20 sets of planche training throughout the week, or that's what they say is optimal. If I were to work out 2 times a week, that would be around 10 sets like a workout. But I want more than that. I want more volume. And so if I increase the volume, I can't keep the intensity the same because then I'd burn out. And so what I'm doing is that I'm increasing volume and I'm regulating intensity with RPE. So I'm keeping around 3 reps reserved in the tank, or I'm training to 7 out of 10 effort, because what I'm doing in at least a few of the exercises I'm keeping between 3 and 6 reps. So if I do 3 reps with 3 reps left in reserve, that's not going to really work, right? So I go till I feel around a 7 out of 10 effort, and then I stop. And I keep doing that over and over again with each set. I can do 1 full week of RP7, another full week of RP7, and increase volume, increase a set in each of the exercises, and still be okay because I'm stopping my intensity at RP7. And I could honestly do that for a long, long time and do like 5, 6 sets at RP7, but it's still RP7. So I'm always stopping when I get to 7 out of 10 intensity. So that's a way I can build volume without burning myself out with the intensity. Now, the following weeks, I'll be increasing my RPE. So after 3 sets of 7, 4 sets of 7, I'll be doing 3 sets of 8, and then 4 sets of 8, and I'll keep increasing until I get to RPE 10. So that's the plan. Hopefully it works, and hopefully the frequency and the accumulated volume will actually adapt my body to the demands, because I think 2 times a week was definitely not enough, and I've learned that for the past couple of years. So if you guys are training for the planche, just keep that in mind, that frequency often beats the intensity. And even if you are consistent, which they say consistency is key, for calisthenic skills, frequency matters more. Frequency matters more than consistency when it comes to calisthenic skills. So keep that in mind, and I will see you guys in the next video.